This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Couture303.com. Click on the shop for a range of exciting and exclusive t-shirts, hoodies, vests, sweatshirts and more, as worn by some of your favourite DJs and MCs. Visit Couture303.com today.
The Couture 303 podcast with jayviper.
JFMC.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am joined in studio today by the one and only, iconic, legendary voice of Merseyside, the one and only, the JFMC.
Hello, folks.
Thanks very much for joining me, Jerry. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Jay. I'm good. Thanks for having me in, kid.
Oh, mate. Listen, you've been probably one of the most mentioned people on the podcast. You know, when I've had podcasts with other people, other DJs, you've been mentioned quite a bit.
Nice.
So, really looking forward to this. I mean, they all slag you off. They all said you fucking shit.
Really,
so, how are you, mate? You okay? Yeah, good.
Do you know what? I'm really good, apart from a little bit of hay fever going on. But yeah, I'm good, very good.
So I'm going to start a bit of a disclaimer myself. Obviously, I'm not full health today. You might be able to tell by my voice. Anyone listen to various previous podcasts, you'll understand I've got a bit of... I had COVID. I'm just going to cut it. I had COVID and I'm recovering now, but I think I'm past it.
And I'm sitting on the other side of the table to you with no mask on.
Well, you know, we didn't kiss though, did we?
No, we didn't kiss. We held hands, but we didn't kiss. You let me in the house first, then told me you had COVID. What's going on?
It's gone now. I'm just on the recovery process, mate.
Mate.
Okay, so as I always do with all my guests, mate, I'm going to go right back to the start. So we'll just do a little bit of where and when were you born?
Yeah, Nantwich in Cheshire. It's a bit nice down there. But yeah, born there, went to school in Cheshire, then went to London, lived with my sister, my cousins and all that kind of business. Then moved back up to Manchester, Blackburn first, in the early days of the raves, warehouse parties and things like that. Then Manchester, moved back to Cheshire for a while, then Liverpool.
Notice he didn't tell you what year he was born. Trade secret. He doesn't look a day over 30, I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest.
1846.
So what was school like for a young Jerry?
I was responsible and very sporty at school. Never whacked school, never smoked. I was a good kid at school, really.
Yeah.
I got my education and all that kind of stuff. But then took a left turn. And then started finding alcohol, drugs, women, clubs, the whole shebang, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So growing up then, what were your musical influences? Was it come from a musical household?
Yeah, my dad's a preacher.
Okay.
So I grew up with a church. A lot of people don't know that, how I turned out.
That would be why you get your kind of gospel-y sound from them, won't it?
Well, yeah, it's grew up with gospel music and like large family. So everybody in the family seemed to like different types of music. So my brothers were into like the soul and all that kind of what's it called? I forgot what it's called. But they used to wear the big flary trousers and like loads of buttons on the waistbands, and they used to lean back and dance that.
Like the Stylistics and the fucking Commodores and stuff like that. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So you know, it's grew up with all that. Me older brother was into sort of like, well, my sister was into like mod music. My twin sister, got a twin sister. She was into like...
Has she got a beard as well?
No comment. So anyway, a bit pissed on that, Jay, you know what I mean? So she grew up with the ska music and things like that. Then I had a younger brother who was into sort of like all the disco party stuff and all that commercial stuff, and I was into hip hop and reggae and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I had a good mixture of music growing up, which probably influenced me to where I am now.
Yeah, of course.
Most of my music that we produce now, it's sort of like it's got a blend of an influence of different things. When you hear it, you can tell.
Yeah,
you know?
even your style of MCing, it was mentioned on a previous podcast, you know, there's certain MCs that go out there and they just fucking skip it, you know, they just want to spit 100 lyrics at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Some MCs are more of a host. You are more of a lyricist. Lyricist. It's fucking easy for you to say.
I've been in bands as well and things like that. So, you know, I've learned to write songs and things like that, and I say listen to hip hop and things like that and reggae and things like that. It's all about storytelling and so you know, so that's me.
So at what age did you discover that music was a thing? Because obviously, you know, It's just kind of always there in the background.
Always
isn't
had music. Always had music in the house, around mates and things like that. Here's one for you. At school, I used to be into punk rock.
Yes, you are.
And I was in a punk band, a lead singer in a punk band at school. I kid you not. Right?
You must have been the only black man in a punk band in the world ever.
The only black punk rocker in Cheshire.
Wow.
But I think
not just Cheshire, mate. Fucking hell. Don't sell yourself short there, kid.
Listen, we used to go to Exploited. Who else? We used to go see up in Stoke-on-Trent in Anley Ways. Exploited. Clash, loads of Dead Kennedys, loads of like punk bands from that era, sort of like thing. But I was into the aggressiveness of the music, and you know what I mean. It was the attitude that people had. And I liked all that. And that appealed to me, even though my parents and my family like, give me down the banks with it completely. But do you know what? For me, it was just like no, I liked that.
So how old are you then?
Was at school
when you were in a punk band?
That was in school, through school years. It's secondary school, so what?
14, 15?
14, 15, something like that. Yeah.
So how did it progress from there? I mean, obviously, that's not an easy transition to go from a punk band, is it?
Well, the punk era, and then it came into... Then, after that, I started listening to hip-hop and stuff like that. And then Westwood. On Radio 1, yeah. So I used to listen to all that, and then I was in a breakdance crew. So then obviously there's more hip hop. So after the breakdance era, it was either you went on to either DJ, graffiti, or you'd MC. Yeah. So I chose the MCing thing.
Okay.
Then through that, then the rave scene came along, and I thought, do you know what? Go to a couple of raves, sing to you guys on the mic. I could already rap anyway. Cause we had a little rap crew when we did all the breakdancing thing. We used to do promotions for like hardcore jeans clothing, if anybody sort of like can remember that of my age and all that hardcore clothing. So we
anyone over 60,
you know what I'm saying, man? A bit less than that, come on. So we used to go out and do clothing promotions, go to universities, exhibitions in Birmingham and London. So we did that on the stand there, doing our thing and all the rest of it. So we had a good little stint of that. Yeah. And then that got me into the MC and everything. So going to raves and that with friends and that, it was like, well, I can MC. They're up there MCing. So how do I get from here to there? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So me being a bit cheeky like and all that shit. So we go to raves and things like that and say, yeah, can I get my mic? So I end up doing a load of stuff for nothing until I started getting a name for myself. Yeah. And then I saw, do you know what? DJs put out DJ mixtapes. But no MCs are putting out MC mixtapes. Yeah. So I started putting out MC mixtapes, and that's what started getting my name about.
Ah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So obviously your name's Jeremiah Fraser. We can always JFMC?
For tax purposes.
Sorry, James. Sorry, James.
Yes. Yeah.
So we can always JFMC?
Yes. Yeah. So when after the breakdance episode, it's you go into this thing, so you find yourself a DJ name and find yourself an MC name, and so so that's how it come along.
Okay. So do you remember your first ever gig?
Well, we used to do so I used to have a house right in Cheshire, right, and we used to have this cellar, and everybody around the area used to know it as a pit, right. So it's two big rooms on the cellar. So we'd spray it all out with luminous paint, got the decks down there and everything. A little bit damp, but you never notice that after a few beers and that. Yeah. So that we used to hold parties, charge people on the door, go to the cash converters, the wholesale place,
cash and carry,
get a load of beers in and things like that, and just
sell the beers,
sell the beers, you know what I mean, from the kitchen.
Love it.
So so that early days of partying, they were our first things, and then going to raves, as I said, we used to just bounce up and say, yeah, can I go on the mic, mate? But back then it was a lot easier than it is now. So that's how it started. And obviously, if you've got skills on the mics or the decks or whatever, then you get noticed and you start doing other places. Do it for nothing. Yeah. I'll do it for nothing just to get my name out there. Yeah. And then obviously, as it went on, then started charging from that. Okay, so can you remember the first time you MC'd for someone with a bit of a name, or your first, big event, if you like? Bloody hell. I would say it was, my first residency was in Cone. It was a place called Carlos 2. It was a restaurant of a daytime, and then upstairs they'd make it into a club.
Yeah.
That was back in the warehouse days. Now,
And what style of music was that back then?
that was all dance music.
Yeah.
So the guys that used to promote that used to do the warehouse parties beforehand. So you'd see them round and about. So then they got this club, and I was doing some stuff with some guys in Preston. So then the Zone in Preston used to do. That was big up there. So then from that, then went on to other things. But
Yeah.
the Zone probably one of the biggest that I did with at that time. And then I used to see Dave Graham out and about up north on the circuits and things like that. And he's the one who invited me to the 051. The very first club I did in Liverpool was...
That was the first time I heard you.
Was through to Dave Graham.
Wow.
Thingy. But I used to go to Morecambe all-nighters. And the Scousers there used to say, come down to Liverpool, you do well down there. But I didn't know anybody in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So
Dave Graham was like you're in, if you like.
Dave Graham was... Dave, I salute you, my man, and I've told you that before, my brother. Do you know what I mean? Without him, I wouldn't be in Liverpool and made a name in Liverpool.
Wow.
Without Dave Graham.
A lot of people hold Dave in very high regard.
Very much
I know
so.
Dave's not his real name, by the way. But
He's a gentleman and a scholar.
His stage name,
yeah,
Dave.
He's a gentleman and a scholar. I kid you not.
Yeah, so the first time I ever heard you was actually in the 05 when I was talking to my missus last night. Actually, I was sat in my mate's car. We were going down Gerrard's Lane. It must have been a Saturday night. We were going out. I don't know whether we were going to the States or the Dome.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd had something. I don't know. Maybe. And my mate was driving, and he just. I remember it was ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-dum, and you were emceeing over it, and he turned around to me and went, "Fucking hell, lad, the state of you!" And I remember that to this day. I remember the music. I remember you emceeing. I remember it was an 051 Anthem. I think it was an Anthem City tape.
Yeah, Anthem City.
Yeah.
That was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got the video of Anthem City.
No
When I
way.
used to have dreadlocks and down my back and all that. Yeah, I've still got that cassette, that VHS.
So around that time, I mean, like I say, I didn't know where you kind of came from, if you like. I just knew you were in the 051, and obviously I'd heard your name mentioned by a number of people. And we had a mutual friend back then, like a guy called Conan Hogan.
Conan,
Who ran Plastic Records.
Yeah.
He held you in very high regard. He used to speak about you quite a lot back then.
Yeah, I used to do quite a lot with Conan back in the day.
Yeah. So what happened after 051? Because obviously, I mean, like I said, around that time, like I say, I associated you with the 051, but you seem to be fucking everywhere.
Before I come to Liverpool, I was Manchester, as I say, all the warehouse parties in Blackburn, down south, everywhere. I was everywhere apart from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I say, Manchester everywhere apart from Liverpool. Liverpool's one place I wanted to go but didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
So I got the opportunity and just, no, I'm going to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And came to Liverpool and just smashed it. I thought, do you know what? On the circuit and things like that, there was loads of MCs. But I come to Liverpool and it was like, there's no MCs.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
But as I found out, Liverpool's got its own music scene.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whether it's a good music scene, but they've got their own music scene. So, came to Liverpool, people hadn't really seen that. Well, I've heard of Cyanide, Glenn.
Yeah.
Beforehand, but the Drone had shut down when I got to Liverpool. It'd already shut down.
Really?
Yeah. So I missed the Drone and a lot of other good places. Do you know what I mean? Before I got to Liverpool, else, I'd have been knocking on their doors as well.
Yeah.
So came to 051, and I used to bounce from me and Lee used to bounce from the Buzz to the 05, and Steve McGee as well.
Yeah.
Bounce from the 05 to the Buzz, and really play them off at wages and things like
Yeah.
that. Before we settled in the 05.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they were good times. They were
good times.
Yeah.
Mate. I thought you were here well before them. It just goes to show you, doesn't it? I mean, it's mad.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, the Drone was like my place, if you like. That was where I used to. That was my club of choice, if you like.
Yeah.
And I was looking to play there towards the end as well. But yes, so
Mr. Tricks and Glenn. Yes, hello boys.
Yeah. Big shout out to Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing Glenn on Sunday, believe it or not. I've got to go round to his house to pick something up.
Got one.
And as for Mike Tricks, he's someone I definitely want to get on the podcast.
Yeah. Good. So very, very good lad. Very, very good man.
As I always say, if anybody out there is listening who's got a contact with Mike Tricks, let me know, please. I really would like to get in touch with them. So on the MCing side of things,
yes.
have you ever won any awards like that?
No.
Really?
No.
That's shocking.
I'm surprised myself, actually. Do you know, it's one of them things where, do you know, if people notice you and they value your work and things like that, then, do you know what? All day. If they don't, it's still all day. Do you know what I mean? I have an opportunity that I do what I love.
Yeah.
I do what I love. Music, performing in front of people, it's what I do. Do you know what I mean? So even to just be in that position is good for me, Jay.
I mean, you're right there. I mean, back in the day, there used to be the top DJ awards, and it got to the point where you were looking at these top 100 DJs, and it wasn't the best DJs in the world out there. It was like a fucking, like a novelty thing. You'd have someone have a song in the charts. Who's an example, like fucking Sash or something. Great track.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden he breaks into the top 100 DJs. You know, you had the likes of fucking Bass Hunters and stuff like that. And then you've got really fucking good DJs out there, like fucking your Rob Kanes, Eddie Halliwell, Alex Kids. You know, really fucking incredibly talented DJs not getting a fucking sniff.
Not getting a knock on the door.
Yeah. It was a commercial thing back then, wasn't it?
Makes you think, contrived.
Yeah, but I mean, from your point of view, you're like an MC's MC. Like I say, I've spoke to a number of people on and off the record, and I've not heard a bad word said about you. I mean, I really haven't. And I'm genuine in saying that. You know, people have been very complimentary about your skill set and what you bring to the table.
Try and treat people how you like to be treated. Me, I'm grounded, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's no matter where I go or what name I've got, whatever. Stay grounded. Be nice with people. They're the people that pay your wages, come and see you, etc., etc. You know, the people that you work with and things like that. As an MC, do you know what? You don't want to be jumping all over the mix because, hey, it's me, I've got the mic. No, it's, you know what? You're supposed to add to what the DJ's playing and not be, you know, if you can, the best compliment I can get is, I didn't even know there was an MC on.
Yeah.
So that just, you know what I mean? You're blending with that music and with the DJ and not overdoing it. So the DJ's like, come on, turn him off, will you? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's the worst thing you can do as an MC. You're supposed to just add, and it's not about you. It's about you, the DJ, how you entertain the people that pay money to come and see you, all that. Do you know what I mean? There's too many people who just like, they think it's all about them. But you know, listen, take a step back.
Frustrated rappers. That's how I look at it.
You will get somewhere and you'll get noticed by, do you know what? Being
less is more.
Boom. There you go, Jay.
And I had this conversation with Paulo H. I mean, I class Paulo H as a good MC because he falls into the category I like to call it more of a host, same as Cyanide. Yeah. You know, they know when to shut up. There's MCs out there, and again, I'm not pissing on MCs here because it's a skill I can't do. It really is a fucking, you know, a really good skill to do, and some of them are fantastic. Yeah. But they just don't know when to shut the fuck up. Yeah. And like you say, an MC's job, in my opinion, an MC's job is to hype the crowd up and to big up the DJ who's playing. And add a little bit of, it's like a herb. Yeah. You'd add a sprinkle of fucking parsley to your dinner. You don't throw the whole fucking jar in, do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You got to taste a hint of that herb.
Exactly, yeah.
Herbs? Talking of herbs.
So have you ever worked abroad?
Yeah. I did a little while with, this is the most memorable one. I went to BCM with Ian Redmond. Okay. And it was a summer season, and it was like we did it for a couple of months. Went over there. I think we went over on a Tuesday and come back on a Thursday, ready for the weekend, sort of like. You know what I mean? And we did BCM, and the first time I went there, even though I've been doing this thing a long time, I still get nervous. Yeah, I still get fucking nervous. Yeah, and we went to this fucking BCM, and it was like fucking hell. This is a big club, isn't it? Yeah. Fucking hell. There's a lot of people in here, innit? Fucking hell. It was just like every word was effing. Yeah. Like, so anyway, few straight brandies, and you know what? Boom, smashed it. Yeah. Yeah. It's that pre-nerves with somewhere, when you go somewhere brand new and have not heard you or heard your MCing before or anything, then it's a little tester for yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you've got to win that audience over. You've got to win the promoter over.
It's a complete brand new crowd. You're not going to see any friendly faces out there. You're not going to see people you know. Exactly. You know, and sometimes I think in the crowd you need that. Oh yeah, this fella's fucking boss. You know.
Yeah. Well, the 5 minutes up there, you know, you read the crowd. You'll see what's. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? To when you're performing and things like that. So you're taking note of everybody. The DJ that you're working. Well, it's Redmond, so it's easy enough. Yeah. So, but everybody else out there, the crowd, of like the management or whatever. No, you're doing your stuff to think, right? Are they liking this? Am I doing right? Or do you know what I mean? But smashed it.
I spoke to Ian Redmond recently, and hopefully going to get him on the podcast soon. He's a good lad, I remember.
Yes, come on, Redders, get yourself on here, kid.
And did you meet him the same as me through Plastic Records?
On the scene or do you know what I mean? Yeah. I used to go to Redmond's to his ma's house and record
Mixtapes, yeah.
Mixtapes of things like that back in the day when they were Plastic Records.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Rob Kane and that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
They're very good mates, aren't they?
Yeah. So, yeah, we used to go to Redmond's and record back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, so
I give them a bit of a hard time because I WhatsApped them a number of weeks ago saying I'm doing a podcast there. Do you fancy doing an episode? And he didn't reply. And then I went to Rob Kane's house and did an episode with Rob Kane. Yeah. And outside we were chatting. I said, listen, if you know anyone who wants to do one, let me know. He went, get in touch with Redmond. I went, I have. He went, oh, is he fucking ghosting you? I went, he is, you know. Yeah. So, like, obviously, I know he's... Listen,
don't be shy, Red. Don't be shy. Get yourself on this thing.
I know he's very, very busy. So, but me being me, every time I do a podcast now, I send him a picture. And he actually got back to me last week saying, listen, Jay, I am up the fucking wall here, but I will do it.
He'll be on it. He'll get on it. I think. Do you know what? Most of it's a good thing you're doing, Jay. Yeah? It's a good. And do you know what? It's a nice platform where a lot of people who don't know you, they're getting to know your background and what you're about and things like that. So that's all good things, especially for the listeners and people that follow your music and things like that who don't know that much about you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's a really good thing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I did this. There's two reasons why I did this. One, I enjoy podcasts myself.
Yeah.
And there was one podcast in particular, and he was meant to have Sharky on, the hardcore guy, Sharky. Yeah. And for whatever reason, it fell through. And I was fucking gutted. I even submitted questions for this podcast. Yeah. Who'd have thought 12 months down the line I've got fucking Sharky on fucking speed dial and he's going to do the podcast with me myself, and that's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to hear the interview with Sharky. I didn't think I was going to be fucking doing it, by the way. Yeah. And then obviously the flip side to that is I've listened to other podcasts over the years. I mean, obviously I've listened to Joe Rogan and James English, stuff like that. But I've also listened to some fucking shitty podcasts as well. Yeah. Real fucking shoddy. And I think, you know, like when I started DJing, right or wrong, I'm the type of person, I'll look at something or I'll watch something and I think, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
You know that, don't you?
And that's it. And that's where the podcasting came in. I thought, I'll just give it a go.
I'm listening to them, bro. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm listening to, no, this is good to go, bro. This is good to go.
I appreciate that, mate. I really do.
All day.
So, apart from the likes of Ian Redmond, obviously you mentioned before, who else have you worked with on the big names on the scene? Drop some names.
Benny. Here's one for you. So, I had this cassette, right? And it was...
For anyone over the age of fucking...
they're these plastic things that you put them in a machine, right? So back in the day, in Burnley, a club, before he was who he is now, I did a set with Carl Cox. And I had this, my pride and joy, I had it on this cassette.
Wow.
And when I moved up to Liverpool, and first I moved in with this girl, and big mistake. Anyway, so then when I moved and got my own place after we finished, it was...
Did she finish with you?
It's a mutual thing. You know, people get over this sort of job, mate. Trust me. This Carl Cox tape with me, I had on it, and I can't find it to this day.
No.
And that was my pride and joy. I thought, fucking, do you know what I mean? I'll tell you what else as well. Quicksilver, DJ Quicksilver, Bellissima. I was on the video of that. I'm on the video of that. So if you go back to
Bellissima.
That's the one. Yeah, DJ Quicksilver. Have a look at the black guy with the dread with the red hat.
No, I'm going to watch. As soon as we wrap this up, I'm going to fucking watch that.
Oh, I've done a lot of shit, me, lad.
Yeah?
A lot of shit. Yeah. A lot of shit. There's big name DJs. Oh, fucking hell. We used to go down to the Astoria in London.
Yeah.
With some friends from Tunbridge Wells. And basically, we used to mingle with a lot of good DJs down there and things like that. So, I don't know. I've MC'd that many different places back in the day and going through to now. It's like you just meet loads of people who were still on the up back then. They're on the up. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, good times. It's a lot of good DJs, a lot of big names. Yeah.
So, you still keep in touch with any of them?
No, you know how it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? You move to different places. And
here today, gone tomorrow.
People's lives are changing. You get girls, you get kids. So they're still on the scene, but they don't party as much. Or the mindset's a little bit different because they've got responsibilities and things. Then it's not all. Do you know what I mean? Partying. And
have you been continuous from when you started? Is what you've done all the time?
Yes, I've been continuous. I used to go to drama school, so at first, before the music thing, I was trying to get into television, modelling and all that kind of nonsense and all that to it. So I got with Nigel Martin Smith in Manchester, big agency, and I did a lot with them.
Yeah.
I was on Cracker, Corrie, all the things.
Fuck off.
I've got the video. I've got the fucking video still.
No way.
I record everything onto VHS.
Yeah.
So I've got my library of different stuff I've done. Do you know what I mean?
Cassette, VHS. Some people listen to this going, what the fuck's he talking about?
It's a little bit after Betamax.
Yeah, it's like a big cassette.
Yeah, big cassette, yeah.
Black's always bigger.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Go on.
So, it's all the way through. Yeah, I've been doing lots of different things, like, say, bands, trying to do the acting thing, the modelling thing, but the music thing has always been there and always stayed with me.
Yeah.
I can always rely on that, whether it's, in the studio, doing DJ mixes in clubs or whatever, music thing, that's my thing.
Do you DJ yourself?
You what? Do you know what? I've always wanted to, but for DJs, it's the mechanics of it. I know about blending tunes in my head and things like that and blah, 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 because when you're MCing, you've got to blend with the music. So you know about beats and things like that, but it's with DJ, it's the mechanics, and I've tried so many times, but it's all about practicing.
Yeah.
With DJs, you've got to put the work in and practice to become a good DJ, as far as I can say. I mean, proper DJs let me know whether or not I'm right or wrong with that, but from my mates who DJ, practice. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't have that time.
The thing is, I mean, I don't think I've discussed this before, but back in the day, when I first started DJing, you turn up to a club and you had your box of vinyl.
Yeah.
And you knew there was going to be a set of turntables there and a mixer. The mixer would have at least 2 channels and a crossfader. That was it.
Yeah.
Now you don't know what the fuck you're going to walk into. No one has vinyl anymore. Everyone's got either CDJs or USBs.
Yeah. Controllers.
Now, me and you worked in a club a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I won't mention it because it was...
When we doing it again, Kev?
We'll definitely do it again.
I got a proposition for you anyway.
Okay. I'm glad we had fun, mate. We had good fun. We had fun. We really did. So I turned up at this club. It was a bar, actually. And I turned up with my USBs. And when you go to a club now, for anyone who's not a DJ, by the way, generally speaking now, you've got either a full set of decks and a mixer.
Yeah.
Where you plug a USB into one and it links to the other one, or you've got a DJ controller which requires a laptop.
Yeah.
If you've got a DJ controller that requires a laptop, you've got to plug a USB into the laptop.
Yep.
So I turned up at this bar. I won't say where it was, but anyone who fucking knows, we've only played together the once.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But through that one playing, we're here now.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I turned up at that club that night, and the setup was slapdash, shall we say. It was a bit of a shoddy setup.
Yeah.
And there was a laptop with a controller, and the laptop only had one USB port. Now, you got to understand from a DJ's point of view, the previous DJ's playing from that USB.
Yeah.
I've then got to unplug that to plug mine in, and it's then got to read the files before I can even start fucking playing.
Tick tock,
exactly, yeah.
Tick tock.
But again, years. But the first time I ever played on CDJs, it was for a night called Cubic, a trance night, for a guy called Chris Pollock, and I think I was on after Alex Kidd, and it was the first time playing on CDJs. Now, this is the thing I wanted to address on the podcast. People just assume that. So when you go to it, like I say, when you used to play in a club years ago, it was standard 2 turntables and a mixer. That was it. There was nothing to learn.
Yeah.
Now you don't know what you're walking into. It's like the fucking Starship Enterprise. There's buttons and and it's dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking pitch black. You've got all these little blue and orange lights under your eyes. And the first time I ever played on CDJs, it's the one and only time I've genuinely felt out of my depth.
Wow.
I was stood behind the decks, and the previous DJs went, "Yeah, that's going to play out now. See you later."
Yeah.
And I was stood there, and it was fucking it was like panic mode. It's like the fucking pilots of a plane. Like the pilots of a plane saying, "I'm just going for the shit, mate. Just fucking watch this for me." Yeah. And there's no etiquette there as well. There's no, you know, I always tend to, if I'm playing somewhere and someone's on after me, I'll stick around for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, make sure
there's the headphone socket. Yeah. There's the headphone volume. Yeah. There's your cue. If you don't, you know, I can show you bits and bobs.
He's right, yeah.
Some people just want to fuck off straight away. It's fucking awful.
Yeah. So, talking about Alex Kidd, here's one little story for you. So,
absolutely fantastic DJ, by the way.
Yeah, brilliant DJ. I met him a few times.
Yeah.
So, we had, back in the day, on the vinyl, when we had our own label called Scouse Records. So, what we used to do is, we'd have the EPs, like 4 tracks, yeah, and I'd always put the vocals on at the end so people can use. As long as they give me the credits, I'm okay with that. So Alex Kidd played this record to me. And I thought, this how familiar that? It's my fucking vocals.
No.
So was it Something Puppy Records in London? And basically, I did some detective work, found out where the label was, got in touch with the guy and said, you've used my vocals on that record, and it'd been played by Radio 1 DJs and everything.
No.
I said, you've used my vocals in there. And I even had the vocals, which was on another track that I'd done, and showed Alex Kidd and said, look, there's my vocals.
Yeah.
And even he was surprised that they were mine. So I said, the guy's taking them. So I got in touch with the guy. Said, oh, we'll give you X amount. I says, no. So at that time, I was, who was in singing? So Equity, when you're an actor or you're going into acting and things like that, you join the union. Union. So I had that. So I got in touch with them, and they basically got in touch with the people or whatever on the record label, all the rest of it, and said, look, this is this guy's vocals and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting a little bit of dollar out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and then there was a German thing, which one of my mates sent me the fucking vinyl. And thinking, again, somebody stole my vocals and put them on there. I've still got them to this day. I've still got the vinyl to this day.
Yeah?
Which people have used my vocals on and things like that. But I'm not bothered about the whole reason of me putting my vocals on there is for people to use.
Yeah.
I'm doing
but give me a mention.
Vocal packs, but
give me the credit.
Yeah, don't steal the vocals and make out to be your own. You get paid by Radio 1 thinking you're offering me little pocket change. No.
Yeah.
They're my vocals, man. You was trying to take credit for my vocals, get away with you. So anyway, but it worked out okay. Do you know what I mean? But I don't mind. That's the whole reason I put my vocals out there for people to use if they think they're good enough to be used.
Yeah. So you're doing a bit of music production yourself now, aren't you?
I teamed up with basically a guy called Chris Blitz, who he died. One of his good mates who died 2 years ago, cardiac arrest. He was only 34. Do you know what I mean? R.I.P. brother. He died. I've been since being in Liverpool, met this guy in Sunrise, and we were like brothers since.
Yeah.
And producing a lot of good music and things like that. And anyway, he died. So yeah. So I do like to mix with different people, different producers, because everybody's got different outlooks. Do you know what I mean? And different vibes. So I like to do different things with different people and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
So what do you actually do the music production yourself, or
behave?
Yeah.
No, I know what's in my head.
You go dun 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 dun, dun and they make it happen.
Can you play that?
Yeah.
I know what's in my head, and sitting there watching a lot of producers, sitting in with a lot of producers, I know what they're doing, bits and bobs doing, but me actually pressing buttons, no, that's like when you've got computer sort of like phobia, where if I press that, it's going to shut down, it's going to clear everything. It was that sort of thing.
So the thing is, with music production especially, there's two sides to it. There's the technical aspect of it, and there's what you bring to the table is the musical knowledge. You know what you know what a good tune sounds like. You know what good music sounds like. Yeah. You just can't put it down on
exactly.
the
I can explain it to whoever I'm working with, and 100% they do you know what I mean? Have their ideas and my ideas. And okay, let's mix that up and let's see what we come out with. Yeah. So every time it's like that. So yeah. And
what style of music are you making? I've heard bits myself. Like
do you know what? It's a mashup. It's between all different music. Obviously, there's a rap element to it. I like bass lines in my music. God, I'm fucking bass lines in your fucking
bass line junkie.
Bass line lad. So yeah. So bass lines. I don't know. I like tech because it's lots of beats and things like that. And you can, even though, do you know what I find? A lot of these music styles, people are very clicky. You can't have an MC with tech. Why the fuck can't you have an MC with tech if it sounds right? Exactly. So I make tracks like that to show people that you can do that. But people are very sort of like snobby about these music styles. No, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the way it is. So a lot of things, I like experimental and doing new things and being the first person, trying to be the first person to do them different styles or whatever, or something different. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm a leader, not a follower. I'm a leader, not a follower. So basically, I like to create different things, and if it ain't done, I'm going to try and do it. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like most of the clubs that I do, they don't have MCs. So I want to be the first one to fit in there. Yeah. Don't listen. If it doesn't work, mate, I won't bother you again.
Yeah.
But don't shut it down before you thingy. Do you know what I mean? I've surprised a lot of people, like the 05. There was no MCs in the 05 before I got there.
Yeah.
And what did they do? Smash its head in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The Buzz Club as well. There was no MCs until I got there. So all these different things, I like to be experimental and try different things. And people out there, you promoters, event organisers and everything, listen, never say never. Give it a whirl. If it works, do you know what? It might enhance your night. Don't be snobbish about it.
I think that, well, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there with the snobbery shout, because there's a lot of snobbery with regards musical genres as well.
No disrespect with that shout, neither, to you. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But do you know what? Music's about, experiment. Don't just follow it like everybody else is following and doing. It's just, try something different, man. Stand yourself out from the crowd, innit?
Yeah, I couldn't. I got asked to play a bounce set.
Yeah.
Now I don't know a lot about bounce music, because bounce was Scouse, and then before that it was donk and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thought, well, okay, well I'll do my little thing. So I played a bounce set, but it was littered with hard house.
Yeah.
Now people listening don't know the difference between hard house and bounce, because and that's where you get that, like we said about the flavour, that little bit. What's he put in that? Is that a bit of ginger? What's he done there? I'm getting a bit of fucking
elements of ginger.
It's kind of tiptoeing up the garden path. Getting rustic leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll always try and mix it up a little bit. Like I couldn't think of anything worse than playing one genre for the whole set. I like to try and either change the direction slightly or just mix it up completely.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a hardcore set, it won't just be like gabba, it'll be fucking gabba and hardcore and power stomp.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a hard house set, it'll be hard house and hard style and hard trance.
Yes.
Just like it's all about the flavour.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's all about the flavouring. The flavouring.
You're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle. So is there any artists that you haven't worked with that you would like to over the years? Anyone who's evaded your grasp?
In Liverpool, I'm going to say I'd like to work with John Cotton.
Oh, the legendary John Cotton.
I went to a tech night a couple of years ago, and I listened to a lot of his mixes and things like that. And it's like, he's one guy who, those DJs that it used to be, right, when we were on vinyl, Dave Graham used to do this a lot. Anley. A lot of people, DJs they'd have new records coming on. You'd have your normal records that you hear most weeks, everything, but they used to introduce new records, and I used to love that. And them DJs that do you know what I mean? They're playing all, wow, not heard that before. Wow, do you know what I mean? Because you're in clubs every week, sometimes you'd be doing 3 clubs in a night. You'd be out Thursday. Back then, you could probably be out all week. Do you know what I mean? Because there was something going on all the time. So you'd be working with all these different DJs, the tunes and blah, blah, blah. But I like them DJs that are inventive. I like them DJs that introduce new tunes to you, rather than these days, not many DJs, sorry people, not many DJs. Every week, if you play a club or a set or whatever, no, bring me some fresh stuff. Bring me them white labels.
Do you know why though? And I heard this actually on another podcast. I'm not going to claim this as my own little investigation, because it's not. The problem is, back then, if me fucking as a young fucking DJ brought a tune out and took it to a club and played it, I'd be the only one who have it, and I could give it to maybe one or two of my mates, and they play it. Yeah. Now, once you make a track and you press one button on your computer, everyone in the world's got it, mate. Yeah, that's the problem. There's no but that's no exclusivity. But that exclusivity. That isn't even a fucking word.
Exclusivity. Yeah, totally. But I also think that for DJs, wow, instead of you've got to buy the white labels, which are costly every week or every month or whatever you go shopping, it's like now you have access to sort of like, if you dig deep, you're getting tunes and tunes and tunes that you can bring to the table. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you have that advantage even more so. Yeah. As for, as you just said, making tunes and giving out to people, do you know, here's one for you. I make a lot of tunes, and maybe you DJs out there who I know don't like them, or you might like them, or you're not even bothered listening to them or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Here's one for you. These coming from left field. Right? So, do you know, I make tunes. Where else the support from the DJ fellows? What's going on, kids? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know where I'm at. You know what time it is.
But again, that could be down to the fact of oversaturation of the market, because you're producing tracks like fucking nobody's business.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so's everybody.
Yeah, I know, but locally, the friends that I have, I'll say it again, the friends that I have, support the cause, kid. You know, I'm always supporting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just throwing it out there, see what happens.
To be fair, you are a very active person. I mean, I know I can't even fucking WhatsApp people about getting a video back or a fucking promo back or something like that.
I am King Spammer.
Yeah.
King Spammer Hammer.
I'm just hoping you're going to fucking spam this podcast for me.
Yeah, wait till we put it out on the links.
Yeah. So where you work at the moment? What kind of residencies have you got?
Right, at the moment, in Liverpool, I would say there are no MC events in Liverpool anymore, where it used to be lots. But for some reason, the season has changed, the wind direction has changed, which, you know, progression, etc., etc. So I've taken it on myself to start promoting my own events, which is called mixtape events.
I've seen them.
Mixtape events. Yeah,
Don't start figuring kids though.
Mixtape events. So basically, what I've done was, because Liverpool, we'd been doing stuff in Liverpool, up in Blackburn again with friends, old DJ mates, everything. So doing a little bit up there. Stoke-on-Trent. If those who remember Entropy, Shelley's, and all them places. So I've got a load of friends who, because I used to do them sort of places before I come to Liverpool. So I've revitalised friendships with DJs down there and everything. And basically, we've got a lot of clubs down there. At the moment, we've got 3 different venues and doing more stuff down there. And it seems to be a lot easier than Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because there's less going on down there. So the knowledge I have from Liverpool, Blackburn, Manchester, whatever, you know, I'm taking all that knowledge now and going on the other side of the fence, where I'm now trying to promote.
Yeah.
And basically, it's promoting and putting out good stuff that I think is missed from the old days, because I think now it's the younger lot coming through and it's their time. But of our generation, I think that we still want to go out and dance. We still want to think, and the younger ones as well still want to know about our flavours and what we're doing, the older generation and things like that. So I'm trying to sort of like old school raves, old school, do you know what I mean? Which a lot of people are doing the old school for, but no, if you're going to do old school, do it properly.
Yeah.
Do you want to make it old school? So all the DJs that I know from back then, I'm teaming up with them in different areas, and it's working for me on a small scale, or baby steps, but it's working for me.
Well, it's better to have a success on a small scale than have a fucking massive failure.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I think a lot of people, they try. I've done it. I've been there. I've seen events where they think they can just fucking book a night and put 10 headline DJs on.
Yeah.
And then what do you know? 3 weeks before the event, cancelled.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
they realise their own work.
They've oversold. They realise, you know, they just think if they throw money at it and they throw 10 DJs on, that everyone's going to come. Yeah. And at the moment, unfortunately, you know, the market's not like that. People are fucking penny pinching now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they're picking and choosing where they go.
Yeah, you've got to do your homework and know the scene, because, like, as you say, Jay, you know, you can't just throw money at and put people on. It's more than that. It's more than that to get people through the door these days. And people, the clubbers are very clever. They're not silly.
Not all
just
of
do
them.
this. Yeah.
I've spoken to some fucking donuts.
That's a different podcast, that one, bro.
No offence to any donuts out there.
Yeah, no offence to that. You know what I mean? Cover ourselves. So yeah,
not you, not you, listener.
Yeah, not you lot listening in. No, we're talking about the other lot who don't listen in.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at the moment, where it's going well. It's going well. We've got a few surprises to come.
Okay.
But that's all I'm saying, because I don't want to say too much and jinx myself. But I'm trying hard at this, and hopefully it's going to come through. Mixtape events, remember that? Mixtape events.
And what style of old school is it? Like the breakbeaty, the piano-y stuff? What kind of stuff? Give me a rundown of like your last event.
Right, last event was at the basement in Hanley, Stoke-on-Trent.
Stoke.
All right, Doug. All right, Doug. Yeah. Call the kick a bow, get a will. Anything a boss. All right. We had check. These are guys who were like Shelley's, Entropy. So we had DJ OP, we had DJ Syme, we had DJ Clocker, DJ G-Max, and Young DJ. Basically, they're like all old school DJs, and you know what? I'm going to bring them to, when I do an event in Liverpool, I'm going to bring them to it. Seriously, these guys are worth listening to. And if you don't know, listen, DJ Syme, DJ OP, G-Max, Clocker, DJ Dabber. We haven't had Daz Willett on yet, but I've been speaking to Daz, so hopefully we'll get something sorted with him. But these like all the guys from the Stoke area who everybody knows from down them ways. Yeah. If you went to Shelley's and Entropy back in the day, you know
household names.
You know what I'm talking about. So I'm hooking up with them, doing a lot of things with them. So, but I want to bring them to Liverpool.
Yeah,
because they are superb DJs, and it's like I'd say Stoke, Liverpool, and other places. A lot of good DJs who they're still DJing in small places, but they're not getting a look in because there's a lot of cliques. And I put it out there. There are a lot of cliques and a lot of friendships and things like that where that's the way it is. But,
it's a closed circle in some cases.
But I do think that back in the day it wasn't like that. Back in the day it wasn't like that. It's gone like that. So that's the way the world is now. But these guys who are getting, they're the guys that I want. Come on, jump on board.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get you back out there again. Let's do something again because they're good DJs and but they're not getting the look in. So they're the sort of guys that I want to give them the look in.
I mean, fair play to you. There's too many people out there. They're looking for the next big thing. They're looking for the whoever the buzz one is at the moment. I don't mean buzz as in buzz club. I mean whoever the hot topic is at the moment. Yeah. And people forget about the OGs. People forget about the people who were there in the 90s and beyond that. Early 90s and late 80s.
Yeah, totally. So that's where I'm trying to bring. Still work with the guys that are current and things like that. But I also, let's get them guys a little olive branch and a little fucking leg up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's get them back on the fucking, because they're good DJs, but they just didn't, maybe families and girlfriends and marriages and things taken over, so they haven't been able to do as much. So as soon as you step off the accelerator a little bit, then you get left behind.
You're easily forgotten this game, mate.
That's
very
why,
easily
like
forgotten.
You said, that's why I'm always trying to do something, always trying to, do you know what I mean, evolve, because I think it's harder for MCs these days. It's harder for me to come into the game now and try and make my name was probably a lot harder than it was back then.
MCing's harder than DJing. I've said it time and time. I think I said it to Paula H on the podcast.
Yeah.
You can't hide behind nothing.
No.
If I'm a DJ and I make a mistake, I can spin it back.
Yeah. People hang on to every word that comes out of your mouth. And
you're there front and centre. Yeah. You've also got the aspect that John Edge mentioned to me at Edge MC. You're there on the front line. You've got people hanging off your fucking neck and trying to spit down your ear and throw you bits of paper and everyone wants a fucking shout out.
Don't get me going. Do not get me going
He's
on that
now.
one, Jay. Oh my! You know what you just said there? It's just like, will you fucking leave me alone?
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, but there's a time and a place for getting in an. Listen, there's a time and a place for getting into an MC is here. Not when he's on there and performing, or he's just about to perform, or he's actually, can I go on the mic, mate? Who are you?
Yeah. Oh, that's the best one.
Who are you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you not see me on stage trying to perform here?
Imagine turning up to the theatre and going, I can act, because I go.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen, mate.
Yeah, mate. You know those turntables. Can I have a go? What? I'm a good DJ.
Yeah.
Can I have a go? It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
As a DJ, we get MCs down our ear. We get people coming up the side of the fucking step, and you're going skip it, and you're like, oh yeah, brilliant, that mate. But I'm trying to fucking play here, mate.
I've got old hands up to that years ago.
Yeah. Was that you?
Yeah, I'm a good MC, mate. I'm a good MC.
I've been on Connie.
Have you got a microphone there? Look. I can sing the Connie tune to you.
So what's this proposition? Is this an on the record or off the record proposition?
It's what we were talking about before.
Okay, well that's an off the record proposition.
Yeah, exactly what I mean.
Okay.
But there's another proposition is, I wouldn't mind doing some mixes with you, bruv.
Yeah.
Like getting some lively mixes and putting out there to people because, like I say, I've heard of you for time, but I've never worked with you.
It was mad that one.
And that one time I worked with you, no, that's a bit of me, that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we've been in contact since, no, that's a bit of me. So, yeah.
It's weird that.
Watch this space.
Yeah, listen to this space as well. So for those who don't know, myself and Jerry have been on the scene since, I was mid-90s, you were early 90s.
Yeah.
And we kind of went round the same circles. We had mutual friends. Yeah. We were in the same clubs at the same times.
Yep.
I think we probably met now and again, shook hands and stuff like that, but we'd never played together until this year.
Yeah.
It was an encounter, a chance encounter.
Yeah, it was.
we ended up playing the same club, and I know
we smashed it setting though.
we fucking did, mate, didn't we? I remember I come home and said to my missus, I said, I was fucking bossed that, you know.
Considering where we were saying all days or whatever, considering where we were, hey, I still didn't get paid off that, you know.
Didn't you?
No,
Still?
No, still.
No, I'm not surprised.
I'm still chasing. But it's all right. Sorry, in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always get your money before you step onto the stage. Always get paid first. Let me tell you.
Here's a lesson to promoters, right? If you're gonna book someone, you need to pay them.
Yeah.
Because your reputation is in tatters when you don't. And I'm not having a go at anyone in particular here, but it happens where people book DJs or MCs and they put them on the flyer, the names at the top, and they're doing it to get people in. And I understand that. And sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the failing of the promoter to not get enough people in, and they'll blame everybody else. They'll blame, it's fucking, it's this, it's that, you know, so and so's on. But at the end of the day, it's down to the promoter. And if you're a promoter and you book someone to play at your gig, especially someone of your caliber, JFMC, and put your name on the top of the flyer,
thank you very much,
and don't pay them, then that's your reputation gone.
Not only your reputation gone, but when the dust settles, mate, your door's going through. Only joking. I know some naughty people.
I'll delete that bit. So, Jerry, this has been fantastic. I'm going to finish off now with some quick fire questions.
All righty. Let's do this, Jay. Jayviper.
JFMC.
Yo.
I'm going to accept your first answer and your first answer only.
Oh, what do I win?
You win a big bag of fuck all.
Hey, have you got any of them on t-shirts and cap?
I'll get you the t-shirt. I'll show you the t-shirt.
I'll promote that for you, lad.
Definitely, yeah.
I'll promote it for you.
First question.
Go on.
Nintendo or Sega?
Sega. Because they had a better console and you better games.
Yeah.
Better games, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I like the SNES.
Sonic, kid, you can't touch the Sonic.
Sonic was good, like.
You can't touch that shit, kid.
If they were all there, everyone in the world, what would be your first flavour of ice cream you'd pick?
Strawberries.
Dukes of Hazzard or the A-Team?
Ain't getting on no train, crazy fool. 18, baby.
Alive or dead, who would you have dinner with if you could have dinner with anybody?
Fuck.
Fucking good questions, these, aren't they?
I'm going to go for Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, you filthy whore.
You like that bitch?
Hey, and put it this way, she'll never go back. Alien or Predator?
Predator, he's got dreads.
Yeah. If you won the lottery, what would be your first purchase?
A holiday to think about how I'm going to spend the fucker.
Yes.
Yes.
Porkies or American Pie?
Oh. Porkies.
Sherbet fountain or sherbet dib dab?
I'm dib dabbing all day long, me kid. dib dabbing.
If there was a movie about your life, who would you pick to play you?
Fuck, Jay. That's a fucking... Who would have picked to play me? Oh, I can hear the clock ticking.
You can't say Brad Pitt, man.
I can hear the clock. Oh, fuck off. I would probably get...
Idris Elba. Yes.
Yeah,
I just answered that for him.
Boom. Yeah, Jay. Nice one. Nice little backup going on there, Jay. Yeah.
If you could go back to your childhood and learn one thing, what would it be? A skill or an art or anything like that?
One thing. Learn how to play the decks.
Really? I can teach you that.
Yeah.
I can teach you that.
All right. I definitely learned how to play because, playing the decks, I've got a lot of stuff in my head, but I just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do what you guys do, but I can't. Do you know what I mean?
Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris?
Brucey, baby.
And the last question. What's the best podcast you've ever been on?
I've heard this one with this guy called Jayviper. It's Couture, I think it was. Yeah. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Jayviper.
Jerry, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure, mate. Anything you want to plug before we go?
Hey?
Anything you want to plug? Any mentions?
Yeah, Ducky, Hold Tight, Orpy, Sime, Dabber, Clocker, all my fucking Scouse mates. fucking everybody fucking who knows me, do you know what? Yeah, how you doing?
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks,
Obviously,
Jay.
when I'm a little bit better, we'll do some more episodes. But for now, signing out.
Nice.
The Couture 303 Podcast with jayviper.